I spent what should have been over $1 million here on my exotic animal ranch. But because I pretty much did everything myself, it did not cost that much. Over the last 10 years, I have built everything here from the ground up. That being said, the barns, the ponds, the fencing, the enclosures, the whole 9 yards, everything in the whole entire U of this property. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how I spent all of that money throughout the years here on the ranch, and how I'm gonna break it down at every single part, and how I saved that much money as well with going from enclosure to enclosure to enclosure. So let's get to it. So it all started here on the ranch with this building right here behind me. It was one of the first buildings on the ranch that we brought in from New York. We purchased it from the Amish and they placed it right here. It came all the way from New York, you guys, crazy. Just like that size for $18,000. It was the first thing we put here. We also built the slab. The slab and the overhang that we put right here was about $10,000 is what that we built over it. And obviously you can see the Amish did a really good job compared to what me and my dad built, because the overhang is already getting destroyed, but that's all right. That's the whole part about a ranch. We got to redo this already, so that's more money, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So in total, just with this first setup about 10 years ago, this was about $28,000. So then after that, I pretty much started my YouTube career. We were probably close to around 60 to 100,000 subscribers. Right here behind me, before this building, was our original first wood building. We had our fish tanks, we had animals in there, we had the whole entire thing, and disaster hit, you guys. Lightning struck, hit our wood building, and we lost our whole entire thing, and we had to completely start over what was here at the beginning. We rebuilt, you guys, bigger and stronger, no more wood, completely steel, aluminum only. We built this massive 20-foot tall building, 65-foot long, 40-foot wide, with the overhang in the back that is 65-foot long, 12-foot wide. We completely insulated this whole entire building, you guys, with the fireproof 3 thick inch insulation, the whole entire thing. I mean, we built this thing to the T. Electricity, generators, plumbing, the whole 9 yards, as best as we could. All right, so we're gonna put the rundown real quick on how much this thing cost. Just the building alone, you guys, $30,000. Just the slab of concrete, $10,000. Just the electricity, the water, the labor flooring, the blue stuff that we put on the bottom was just about $15,000, probably a little more because I didn't add the generator in my nose. Just a generator alone, you guys, about $8,000, which is the blood of this whole entire place, because if something happens, the generator makes sure the whole place is up and running. The foam insulation to make sure this place is sealed, strong, tight, like a concrete building, another $20,000. Already over $100,000, and there is nothing inside that building yet. So then came the giant 6,000 gallon fish tank that we built inside of the building. We got quoted over $100,000 to build that fish tank, but then because I helped the guy, we did videos in the whole 9 yards, we were able to get it down to $30,000 with just material and a little bit of labor paying the guy, which was absolutely amazing. And that's when I realized, you guys, if I didn't do this whole entire ranch myself, 90% of this whole ranch myself, this ranch would have cost me well over $1 million. This pond right here behind me was quoted for about $65,000. But thanks to a sponsorship, I only had to pay about $8,500 just for the cap rock for this whole entire pond. So now this is our capybara pond. If I would have paid full price, this would have been way over $75,000, but luckily, I didn't have to spend that much money. So then, you guys, I built one of the biggest enclosures, or let's say the biggest aviary here on the ranch, and that is this one right here. So we're talking the poles, we're talking the nets, we're talking the plants, about $15,000. Just the rock alone, another $8,000. So with this entire pond, we got quoted about $90,000, but luckily we didn't put the liner down in the bottom, so that saved a lot of money. And the team was only here for a few days, so then after that, I had to get my friends and family inside of this and build this whole entire thing ourselves. But if we would have got them to do it, it would have been about $90,000, and I wasn't spending that much money. And today is today, and this aviary realistically has been here for over 5 years now, and we have to redo the whole thing, so I don't even know how much that's going to be on top. But that's the whole part of having a ranch, is always new maintenance, redoing new things, and that's the process of just having a ranch. The birds inside of here, well over $15,000 with birds, and both of those species of birds that are in here are unfortunately gone. So then came one of the most craziest projects here on the ranch. Over 100 people were helping me build this beautiful otter enclosure for Oliver and Callie. 100 people were here in less than a week building this whole entire thing. It was an absolute chaos, crazy freaking week. Whole project, just the pond, not including the shell of the caging and not the building, was quoted for about $130,000. All these rocks right here, you guys, me and Kenya actually flew to Alabama, picked out these rocks by hand, every single one of them. They came on 3 giant semi-trucks, and that costed just about $12,000 just for the rock. The whole entire enclosure is to keep the otters enclosed, contained in this area, and their building cost about $30,000. If this enclosure was built by other people and not me and a couple friends, they would have made this another $30,000. But I did this with my family and friends ourselves. The total for the whole entire Otter enclosure was $42,000. And again, that's because the pond was sponsored. I did it all myself, and we had a good family and friends here supporting, helping us get it done. So now talking the cassowary enclosure. The cassowaries are considered one of the most dangerous birds in the world. So I wanted to make sure I had the top-notch, best enclosure here. So I had a couple people come out here that were building tiger enclosures and things of sort, and they quoted me over $25,000 to build this enclosure. And I was like, that is not gonna happen. So I went out to myself, got the poles, got the hog panels, did it all myself with my sister and I, and we got this whole entire enclosure done at $7,500. And then the birds are loaned just to purchase them were about $6,000, but that was a few years back when these birds were not that expensive because there was a handful of people breeding them. Unfortunately, those breeders are not around anymore, and these birds skyrocketed, and they're a lot more pricier today. So this is the final aviary to date. Not gonna be the last aviary because we have some crazy plans for the future, but this aviary right here, well, just all of the wood and the structure was about $5,000. The netting was quoted for about $25,000, but luckily I was able to find the best company out there, D.I.Y, and this company sponsored us and we got it for free. So the landscaping, the logs, the rocks, the whole 9 yards, everything like that inside of here cost about $2,000, and that's because I hand-picked a lot of this stuff, went out to places when they were cutting down the trees to get them myself, and put them all together with my buddy Josh and I. The animals, the deers, the birds, and all that stuff, because a lot of them are very rare. They cost about $8,000 to $10,000 for all of them in here, and there's still more that are gonna be coming. And again, you guys, because of the sweat, the blood, the tears, and the whole 9 yards of doing this, and my personal time, because this is a passion to me, this is what I love to do. I don't like paying other people to do this because I didn't really put the time into it. I've saved thousands, tens of thousands of dollars doing all these enclosures myself. If I would have paid a team to do it, cool, we got it done fast in a hurry. But this is my true passion. This is what I really like to do, and I love doing it every day. So I've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the whole part that you guys don't see here, fencing in this whole entire property, the 6-foot enclosures, the 8-foot enclosures, to get the permits regulated for this whole entire place, I hand placed every single one of these poles throughout the years. This cost about $15,000, and we're working on our last part in the last 15 years, you guys, which is pretty crazy to say, section by section. But if I would have had a whole team come out and did it all at 1 week, all at one time, this would have costed probably nothing less than $50,000 easily, because literally I had a buddy of mine, he's probably gonna laugh watching this video. He had one strip that he put and it was 4 foot tall, and I told him I could have did that whole entire thing for $5,000 if he would have hired me. He paid $18,000. I was like, oh my goodness. But again, it's just, you know, there's just different people that pay for different things, and me personally, I like to put the blood and sweat and tears into everything, and I place every single one of these poles. It might not be the straightest, but it got done. It holds the animals, and it's what it's there for, and I'm happy. So if I would have hired crews to build this whole entire ranch, this would have costed nearly over a couple $1 million. But because with all the people I've met throughout the years, friends and family, we were able to get this whole entire ranch estimated about $700,000. And honestly, this isn't about the money, you guys. This is about building these awesome, crazy, beautiful enclosures for these animals here on the ranch, making a Noah's Ark, what I've been saying since day one, putting a second chance for more of these animals here on our earth, because in the wild, you guys, the wild is disappearing every single day, and having animals here as a resurgence colony is #1. And what I'm building next, you guys, might be one of the craziest thing on YouTube and on the ranch yet.